welcome in, welcome in. Okay, so let's just jump right into this video. This video is going to be about, uh-oh, I hit the mic. This video is going to be about past life and past life regression. Just about what is that? How do our past lives affect us? Okay, this video is kind of going to be, it may seem like it's all over the place a little bit. So, if it is, just try to keep up, rewind it as you need to, and do what you gotta do. Okay. I hope everybody is doing amazing. Okay. I hope everybody is thriving, blessed, healing. We are really living in such a powerful time. And yesterday, I had a past life regression session that I want to talk to y'all about that really changed my life. And every time that I have these past life regression sessions, my bad, y'all, let me just, every time that I have these past life regression sessions with myself, it just takes me so deep within my journey. It helps me to really understand myself on a deep level and really to awaken me to the reality of energy on a deeper level every time. Okay, so let's just talk about it. I also got this new past lives deck that we're going to talk about, and I'm going to share with you guys a little bit about how it tied in for me. And I'm also going to do a collective reading on my other channel, Divine Golden Intuitions, and I'm going to talk about I might do a pick a card, or I might just do some general readings on past life battles. So if that resonates with you and you just kind of want to see what comes up for you, go over there and check out the general readings. If you want to book a reading as well, everything is on my website. Okay, I am currently running a $50 special, so go check that out. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. Okay, so what is regression? Regression is a return to a former or less developed state. So if we still, like I tell y'all all the time, if we thinking about time and space really don't exist, right? Time and space really don't exist. That means that we are still existing. If we believe that we live multiple lives and time and space doesn't exist, that means that we are living within multiple lifetimes at this very moment, instantaneously. Like, if that word makes sense. I don't even know if I said that word right, but y'all know what I mean, all at the same time. And so if we are existing in all those same places at the same time, if we lived in lifetimes of lack, if we lived in lifetimes of struggle, if we lived in lifetimes of, thinking about maybe you could have been a slave. I just had went to years 1720 yesterday on one of my trips of where I went yesterday, and that, like, and my trip is through the past life regression session I'm talking about, not a shroom trip, because I know my people that, like, you was tripping or what? Which I have done that, but not today. I haven't done it in a while. But yeah, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about shrooms too and what that does in another video, so y'all better look out for that. But yeah, so I looked up 1720. It was a few years that came up. It was like 1720, 1860, and a few other years that had came up within the visions I was having, or within the regression session. And also too, I will be dropping a past life regression video that will be posted on here. You can also book that with me as well. But I will have that link in this description box as soon as I get it up. By the time you see this video, it probably will be up, and But yeah, so I looked up 1720, and during 1720, and I'm a philosopher. I'm a Sagittarius rising. I really enjoy studying philosophy. Like, I just bought this new book yesterday about ancient Egypt. I've been connecting to Bassett lately and Segment on a deeper level lately. And it just has been like, I've been going deep, and I've had other past life regression sessions. And that's another thing, I'm dropping videos about. It's basically like story times because it be feeling so real, and I've had so many, and I was supposed to been drop these, but it was something in me that was making me feel like it wouldn't be received, or people wouldn't understand, or people would judge me and think I'm crazy and all this other stuff, which is something that I had to overcome through a past life regression session last night. So, yeah, and I'm gonna be very transparent with you guys, and I'm gonna get into um some things that I pulled from the past life oracle deck for me at the end, so you guys can understand from my point of, who I am, what I've been through, because all this has resonated. And when I looked up 1720, that was like a plague or something was going on during that time. And regression, like I said, is a return to a former or less developed state. So for me, a lot of it has been, every time I do a session, is normally very much like I feel a pain that I can't even describe. Like, even now as I talk about it, because I tell you guys things as I go through. I'm very transparent with you guys, so if I do end up having a little cry, a little, give me a second. You feel me? Just give me a second. But it is why I was going to get ready for this video, and I was like, I'm going to do my hair, and I was just like, no, this is not about none of that. This is about this message that people need this. Like, this is changing my life, has been changing my life. And this has been moving a lot of blocks. Like, I've been so successful within my business ever since I've done this. And it's because we could have energetic blocks from other lifetimes. Like, this shit is deep. And so you're quickly healing something that you really, for me, I didn't know existed. I felt it. My soul knew it existed. But me having the conscious, I didn't. I really just, my spirit team has been telling me not to commit to anything, just to go with the flow and be led by them. And, the Virgo in me wants to commit and wants to just set it in stone, certain things. But besides like what I've planned out for the group rituals and things like that, spirit is like, everything else just be led by spirit. So if you fucking with it, you fucking with it. If you're not, it is what it is. I gotta listen and be obedient. But yeah, so um basically through this past life regression session, you enter a relaxed state that takes you to depths of your being for answers and self-healing. And these answers, it's not like you go into these sessions and you just, you know what I'm saying? Like you just know exactly what you want to know. Like you're like, oh, I need to know this or I need to know that. No, like you just kind of, sometimes I just kind of go there and see what happens. I don't have any expectations. I don't, I just, I know I will be led to where I need to go. And that's another thing too. Like Spirit has always told me that it's nothing to be scared of. It's nothing to be afraid of, because you will always be led in the direction that you need to go. Okay? So don't fear. You know, fear is not real. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Fear is, I want y'all to listen to Outwitting the Devil, Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil. Fear is that devil, okay? Quote unquote, right? But yeah, even before I really even got into the Outwitting the Devil, I knew that the devil wasn't really who they try to picture to us and things like that. But yeah, that's another video. So yeah, so let's get into the story time. And if you don't know what past life is, I believe that we reincarnate and we live multiple lives, you know, and as we live through these lives, we gain lessons, but we also gain pain. We also go through things. That's why I told you that one year I was talking about 1720. When I looked at the images after I got out of my session, and that's another thing too, I used to be scared I was going to forget certain things, and I would be worried about remembering everything, so I would want to write everything down. But you're going to always remember what you need to remember. And even just like last night, like, I didn't write anything down, and I ain't going to lie, like that kind of bothered me, because I like to write things down. I like to, you know what I'm saying, like, but that was something that I feel like I was making a lack for myself, as in, yes, it's good to write things down, but my spirit guide told me in that session that you're so powerful. You don't have to write everything down. You're not gonna forget it. Like you're an abundant, you're full of wealth. This is something that you're just remembering. You're not gonna forget this. So I didn't write it down, and I remember in detail everything, like a lot. And as I tell you guys, I'm sure I'll remember more. And as I do the story time, I'm sure that it will come to me even deeper. So yeah, you guys, and even just understand that it is something that is very deeply emotional. My chest is still like, my body is still mourning those lives, because in a sense I went and changed the narrative. Like I tell y'all, when I go back to myself as I do an inner child healing, and I go get my younger self. I do the same thing when I go in these sessions, but it's a lot. I wouldn't say harder, but it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot, because I done been through a lot of things where killing people. I've seen myself kill people. I've seen myself die and get killed. I've seen um just, you know, I felt a lot of pain within a lot of other lives. Like I don't even know how to really just, you know, but I don't want to get emotional, so I, you know, like try to stay focused. But yeah, like it's really heavy. I don't want to say extreme. It's really heavy, but it's something that you've been holding on to that you didn't know you were holding on to. So it's better that you feel that heaviness, feel through it, and release it. Okay, let me see where I'm at on the time too. Okay, so we have 14 minutes, so that's not bad. But that's another thing too that Spirit was telling me. My spirit guide in my regression session was telling me, like, you know, I feel like I'm too accommodating, and that definitely came from my past lives, because I'm gonna get into my story times about them, but I went through a lot, you know, and you know, people just don't get that. And it's not for people to get because it's my journey. I have to get it. It's just for me to get. And that's why I'm telling you guys, because don't expect everybody to understand you. I feel like in this day and age, we search for community so much, or we search for understanding, or we search for, connection and things like that so much that it's like, yes, those things are great, but some things only you will be able, like, only you have been with your soul through these lifetimes. Other people may not be able to relate. And that is okay. And you shouldn't judge them for not really, like, I feel like that's something also that I heal. Like, we're going to talk about it though. Because, okay, so let's just get into this, okay? So yesterday, my son, he's 6, and we was out since 7 a.m. We had a dentist appointment, and then we went to the mall, and I was getting him some stuff. My mom was getting him some stuff, and he was just kind of acting like a brat, for lack of better terms. And sometimes, like, I could be very, like, I don't try to be, but I know sometimes I could be very militant and very strict, and not very strict, but it's like I always, I explain things to my son, because I'm not just raising him to be a child. I'm raising him to be a powerful. Oh wow, 2 birds just flew on the thing right there. I'm raising him to be a powerful creator in this world. I'm not just raising him to go to college and get a job. No, I'm raising him because I know he's a God. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 17 on the clock. I'm prepping him for his destiny in certain ways, but at the same time, I know that sometimes I have to take a step back, because just like I said, everybody not gonna understand you, so I'm not gonna always understand him. You feel me? Just like everybody not gonna always understand me, I'm not gonna always understand him, or everything don't always have to have an answer. Or, I think that's something too that I was, dealing with. Like, everything's not always gonna have an answer. And I was also talking to my partner in crime, my partner for life, you feel me, yesterday, and I was just telling him, I'm like, last year I really understood that not only is it about putting yourself in someone else's shoes, but understanding that you could never really put yourself in someone else's shoes, because you never walked their journey. You don't know what they go through. As much as you want to sympathize with someone, which is fine, as much as you are empathic, which is fine and great, you don't know what that person's soul has been through. You feel me? And I hope that makes sense. Because it's like, people want to, and this is something I deal with, and if I get emotional, it is what it is. But people always want to act like they know. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they don't have no idea of what you've been through. And it just be like, to a certain extent, it'd be like, it kind of be disrespectful, because, and that's just how I take it. I don't know, that's me. But like, too, at the same time, when you understand when it's coming from a place of lacking the understanding of the disrespect, you don't really get offended. As in, where I come from is like, I understand that you don't. My candle jumping. I see in the window reflection. I understand that you haven't healed like me, or been on the journey that I've been. So I understand that you speaking from, you just want to sympathize or be there for me and things like that with some people. But some people, it'd be like oh, I did this, so why can't they? You know what I mean? And it's not that, because you didn't live that person's journey. Nobody could never say that they walked your exact journey. Ever. Because you don't even know everywhere you've been, right? So it's just like, to me, it's really just like, when it comes to my son, I really try to give a even balance. So I kept telling my son in the store, I'm like, All right, stop touching the counter because the germs back up. And he was banging something on the thing. And he started banging on the floor. I'm like, okay, I told you stop banging on the counter. Stop banging on the floor now. I just told you not to bang it on the counter. So why the fuck you gonna bang it on the thing anyway? But I ain't say that. I said stop banging on the floor. Then you go and you start banging on like it's just like like but it's kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, and my son is hyperactive. He is, and we done been out all day. Now we shopping. We in Victoria's Secret. You don't really want to be in this store like that. I get it. But at the same time, have some respect. Okay. You feel me? So, and I'm just not one of them parents. Like, I'm not about to, like everything I do, I want my child to understand because me and my child have the same moon and Venus. So I know how I felt growing up as a child with my mama. I will never have my child feel like that. Ever. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when I do things, a lot of times too, like something that I battle with, and I'm being very transparent with y'all. So respect the realness, because you gotta respect the realness and the genuineness if you don't respect nothing else. You feel me? But one thing I really battle with is anger. And it's not even that the situation made me angry, but it more so was frustrating me in a way because I'm telling you to do one thing, and like I just have like super hyper reflexes and things like that. And I'm not just saying these things like people be saying that shit and they just be saying that shit. No, like before I started my spiritual journey, I was the type that would just black out on people, see red, you know what I'm saying? So I'm very calm. I'm very cool. I'm very collected. I'm very much an unbothered, chill as fuck individual. You feel me? If you ever come around me, you would be like, damn, no, nothing bother her. Like she's just cool as hell. Like, because it's like when it gets to that point, listen to me. I'm a Sagittarius rising, Virgo sun, Aquarius moon with some Pluto and Scorpio energy in the first house. Don't fuck with it, please. You know what I'm saying? Like the type of anger. I'm not just saying this shit to be saying it. I want y'all to really understand that is, if not my only battle, I feel like is that's like one of my only battles. And it don't even affect me to a certain extent, but I know that was something that was coming from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to be an Aries in my past life. So naturally, I have to tap into Libra energy and be more of weighing the cons and not being so impulsive and not being so, you know what I'm saying? Because I can do that, but it's like, okay, but is that healthy and conducive for this situation? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I try to always do. When it comes to, when I get frustrated with my son, I don't never want to, and I'm going through a lot of spiritual warfare too, as we all are. And so many things are being revealed to me about people that wanted to act one way in my life. And now I'm seeing all the truth about these people, friends, family, and things like that. And even just how people try to play with my relationship, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like a lot, and that's another reason why I started working out because not only was your girl been eating, but I needed to find new ways to release healthy, release the energy, because that shit have your ass ready to pull up on somebody, run down and beat their motherfucking ass. And I'm just being 100% real with you. Like I told you, I used to be an Aries in the past life. Okay. So warrior energy ain't shit to me. Okay. Fighting and it is not nothing to me. And I'm not bragging, but I just want y'all to understand where I'm coming from. So I'm getting a little frustrated. So for me, I like to take 10 seconds. I like to count. I like to woo-saw myself because it really does work. Because I used to be in the past, I'd be to flip some shit, went off, popped you, hit you in your head or some shit. Like, the shit would have went left so quick. So now I've learned how to take a second, calm down. It's not that deep. He's just a kid. Or, when it comes to they just unhealed. You know what I'm saying? They just unhealed. And you the bigger person, and you've been blessed with the knowledge to know that ain't gonna get you nowhere. So calm your ass the fuck down. But then, motherfuckers, some people, hey, I just ain't wrapped that tight. You feel me? So, and that's another reason why I know I've been at a distance from a lot of things, because my spiritual team was like, oh, if this girl find this shit out and she in the same state as these motherfuckers, she gonna pull the fuck up and be kill this motherfucker. Like, and it's like, I know some of y'all like, what? Kill somebody? What? That is something that come up in a lot of my past lives of me, killing people. Like, so I definitely, even just before any spiritual journey, I tell people all the time, like, I'm not that girl. I'm not that girl that you play with, that you lie to. You know that I'm cool as fuck. You feel me? On all levels. So be real and 100%. Like I told y'all, respect, loyalty, trust, love. Those things go hand in hand. And I don't really want to interact with people that don't love me. So if you love me, then you best to respect me, or you don't really love me for real, or because you could leave my life. I had to move. The Wi-Fi was tripping. I don't know what happened, but yeah. So, my anger was a problem, y'all. Like, and when I say a problem, like, even just as a kid, like, I used to tell my parents, like, they would say certain shit to trigger me, and it would be like they was my biggest trigger. I always used to tell people, like, between my parents and my most serious relationship with my twin flame, that was the most triggering shit. That was the most triggering relationships I had ever been through. Hold on, y'all. That was the most triggering relationships I had ever been through in life. Like, and I couldn't understand. Like, I knew when people trigger me like that, them niggas trigger me like that. Well, let me not say them niggas, but them people. Harpo, who them people? But I knew when those situations triggered me in such a way, now looking at it from my spirituality sense, and when I started to look at it from a spirituality sense, I really understood, like, that's something that need to be healed. You feel me? Like, that's not okay. Like, especially in December of last year, I really started to, like, I remember somebody said something to me, and I, like, one of those three people, and no, it was all three of them motherfuckers. I mean, all three of them people, like, Harper, who them people? Them people, all three of them niggas was fucking with me in one day. And to my intuition being unmatched, so, like, I don't like lies. Sometimes people lie, they feel like they protect you and shit, or they may say something and it's not necessarily a lie, but they ain't telling the whole truth. Like, that stuff like that would used to really trigger me. And in December, like, I remember just going off so bad, breaking my bracelets. All my bracelets broke. And I was just like, my hand was hurting because I had to punch into some shit multiple times. Like, and this was just last year. And y'all know I've been on my healing journey for a while now. Okay, so, we all healing. We ain't perfect and things happen. But people really don't understand that side of me. And it really, like, people just be like, that don't make no sense. Or people really just try me because I feel like, I'm sweet. I'm like, and I ain't gonna lie, like, other people can't make it. Them three, though. No, them four, because my son, too. So my son, my twin flame, my parents. Them four motherfuckers, they used to be able to get me 38. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, why y'all doing this to me? Meanwhile, ain't nobody controlling you but yourself, right? So, y'all, I really had to work on my anger. Like, I really want y'all to understand that, because when that shit happened in December, I was about to pull up on somebody then, and my intuition told me where they was at and everything. That'd be the problem with us women with the intuition. Like, when the intuition be so strong, and you know exactly where a motherfucker at. They saying something, you know something, and then they try to play like that should be triggering as fuck. If you could relate, drop some fire down in the comments. Okay. But that should be triggering as fuck. So that was something I had to learn how to balance, because just because I know don't mean I gotta tell you I know. Just because I know don't mean that I gotta make you come into my truth. Like, and not even that's my truth. I could even know, you could tell me one thing. I could have a vision of what you're doing right now, but you telling me some other shit, or I could hear your thoughts of some shit, and that shit used to trigger the fuck out of me. But now it's just like, people are doing things for a reason. People ain't just doing things because they trying to, the world ain't against you type shit. You know what I'm saying? People ain't just trying to hurt me or whatever the case may be. No, they got their own shit going on. They got their own battles, and you can't control nobody. So let people do what they gonna do, and just, if you gonna love somebody, love them. If you're not, you're not. Just be genuine. You feel me? Come from a genuine heart. All right? Like, that's all I'm gonna say from that. So yeah, so I was counting down, because I'm like, because I ain't gonna lie, like, I have been out all day. I don't like being in public places like that. Like, because it's not just my son, because he going through a lot. I'm going through a lot too. All right? I don't want to be in this motherfucker neither. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to treat myself some little underwears and shit real quick, some perfume, because I motherfucking deserve it, and get the fuck out this bitch. And, you know what I'm saying? And it really be for me, like, I find out a lot of my most triggering moments be when I have to be around a lot of people for extended periods of time. Like, the dentist office was giving me fucking anxiety, because, and this is our spirit, like, hey, if you're a spiritual being having a human experience and you tapped into your spirituality, you be meditating and shit, you be getting yourself in alignment, you gonna understand where the fuck I'm coming from. You gonna feel me, because we not regular. So being around regular people, it be draining. It be draining as fuck. And I be tired of that shit. Okay? So it was a long ass day for me. And I had, even when she talked about going to the mall, I really didn't even want to go. But I still went anyway. Trying to just, you know what I'm saying, people pleasing away, because I feel like I knew I didn't want to go to that motherfucker. I could have ordered my shit. Like, I really don't need that retail. Like, I can retail therapy just fine online, but I ain't gonna lie, for my underwears and stuff, I really wanted to go pick them out. So I was just like, you know what? That was for me, but at the same time, I'd be trying to, like, oh, I know mama want to spend time, because her chart is all about family, and I know it helped her feel, fulfilled. But at the same time, how do I feel? You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? So fast forward, I'm counting down in the store, and I'm just like, I get real silent. Like, that's another thing with me. Like, now, before I do something that I will regret, I will just get really silent. I will gain some patience. I will gain compassion. And I may zone the fuck out of that moment right there for a second, because I need a second. Okay. And it was a lot going on in the store, and it was just like, so, and my mama is, how grandparents be, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at the grandparents, you feel me? But them grandparents always want to come act like they rescuing the child or some shit, you feel me? So she like, come over here with me. Come over here with me, Roman, before you get in trouble with your mom. Come with me. Like, she always be, how I be, though. The grandparents always be saving the kids. You feel me? So, even though that shit unhealthy, but okay. You know what I'm saying? Because we gonna talk about every motherfucking thing, because you're not gonna say you didn't understand some shit I said, or you ain't, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna grow up and say that I ain't give a fuck about you. So, period. So, I just paused, and then we get in the car. I'm telling my mom, like, when we get to the house, because it's like, it be a switch that be happening with these motherfucking kids. Okay, if you've been victimized by your kids, raise your hand. All right. I'm not afraid to say it. And I know y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay. And just think about, everybody put in your close proximity is teaching you a lesson. A soul lesson. Everybody, your mama, your daddy, your son, your daughter, your cousin, your auntie, your grandma. They teaching you a motherfucking lesson. All right? Because we picked these families. You hear me? So this nigga, he switched the fuck up. Soon as we leave the motherfucking mall, and you know, I'm energy. So soon as we get ready to walk the fuck out, oh, now you, mommy, and he a Cancer, Gemini cuss, so he be manipulative as fuck. I ain't gonna hold you. That motherfucking Cancer, Gemini energy mix. My brother got the same shit going on. He got Gemini stellium in here, Cancer. Them motherfuckers dangerous. Okay, I don't think I can never date none of them men because the manipulation that they got naturally, I ain't fucking with it. I'm not fucking with it. I'm gonna say it one time for the people in the back. I am not fucking with it. They manipulative as fuck. Okay. So I'm like, I know this nigga not trying to act like, and then it's just like me, like, I don't hold nothing. Like, I talk about everything now because I used to hold so much shit in. I talk about everything so it don't build up and then I gotta explode on some motherfucking body. So I'm like, I know this nigga not about to start trying to act like we cool now. He was just being a motherfucking fool in the store. I'm telling you, come here, you ain't listening to this shit. You know what I'm saying? And you trying to make me look crazy in public and whatnot because, you know, I just don't even got no patience to be playing with no children now. I just don't get it. I don't. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? I do too motherfucking much for you, bitch. I mean, excuse me. Excuse me, y'all. You know, I cuss is therapy. So, you know, hey, you don't like it, take your ass on somewhere. You don't want to take your ass on somewhere? Just close your motherfucking ears sometimes. But yeah, so we get in the car and I'm like, you know, as we walking, he trying to hug on me and do like that's that shit. You know what I'm saying? Somebody do something wrong to you, then they want to come around and then hug you and shit. And so I'm like, nah, I'm not even feeling that. Like, we gonna talk about it when we get to home though, because this ain't the space for me to sit down and have a heart-to-heart conversation with you in the mall right now. So we get in the car and I'm like, when we get home, baby, we gonna talk. We gonna come upstairs and we gonna have a little sit down real quick. We gonna talk about this because you hurt my feelings and you was being disrespectful and I ain't like it. So here come my mama. Oh my God, you're another black woman putting trauma on another black little boy. He's gonna grow up and he's gonna be trauma filled because this, that, and the third. Like, this bitch just saying, spitting out all this shit. And you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I was already triggered, so you need to shut the fuck up. You feel me? Like, you need to shut the fuck up right now. You need to keep that shit to your fucking self because I don't like when people, something that really also bothers me is when I get that you may be trying to be helpful and, you know, but be helpful when we're not around my son. Because is it you really being helpful? Or are you just like, I hate when people just look at a situation surface level and want to tell you something about it when it's deeper than that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so that puts in the kid's mind that now it's like, oh, grandma always gonna save me, or oh, well, but mommy's saying it's not really valid because grandma's over here saying that she shouldn't be doing that, or you know what I'm saying? Like, just think about how that get rationalized within the kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I ain't fucking with that shit. You ain't finna come and do that. Yeah. You're not about to come and do that shit around mine. It's like, no, I'm not doing it. I don't even, that's one thing about it. And two things for sure, that you better know when people speak and they say things, I'm not letting everything slide because when you speak, you spelling. When you speak, you using your wine, you manifesting. So guess what? I'm like, you know, I respect you. I love you, but I would appreciate, you know what I'm saying, if you mind your motherfucking business, bitch. No, I ain't say that, but I was just like, you know, I hear what you're saying, but we very different. And number one, too, And where I went wrong was that I should have never said this, but I was just like, you know, I had to do a lot of healing from behind the way that you raised me. So let me raise mine and mind your motherfucking business, bitch. Okay, so I didn't say the mind your business part, but I was just basically in the synopsis. That's what I said. Like, I was just like, you know, and this is the word that I was just like, you know, I respect you, I love you, you know, but I'm kind of, this is not the time for this because I don't want to argue. But what I'm gonna say, what I am gonna say is, because I'm still gonna say what I gotta say, because people want to shut you down. So for the air, because my son is still in the back seat while you're running your mouth, you could have pulled me to the side and said this later if you really gave a fuck about it. But that's just my opinion, and everybody don't got that knowledge, right? And that's just me having inner over and understanding. I just said, you know, we could talk about this separately. I appreciate your opinion, but let me handle my business. You know what I'm saying? Just respect me as a woman. Mind your motherfucking business, bitch. So I feel like I've been dragging the story, but we about to just go ahead. So yeah, so you know, she trying to impede on it. And then here we go, and this ignites the mother wound that I have, because here we fucking go. Now I done turned into all type of, oh, you just this, and now it's just like, I ain't gonna lie. You know, and it's, you know, I'm not gonna say what's right and wrong, because honestly, I feel like, you know, it's a better way to go about things, but I feel like everything happens the way it's supposed to. So I'm not gonna say it should happen anyway. But when you come in attacking me like that, I just told you, and not just poor connection. I just told you and gave you a warning. You know what I'm saying? Like, please just leave me alone. Please don't do this. Please don't start this, because I know where this is going, and we're both not gonna like it. So then, oh, it's always this with you. Every time, first of all, I ain't argued with this lady in a long ass time, so I'm like, how is it always this with me? But I'm just listening, because you know, people still reveal their true selves, and you know, and I ain't, you know, you ain't on the same healing journey I'm on. So I told you what I said, and then it gets to a point where now you battering me about who I am as a person, and you telling me, oh, give me a time. Because, you know, people get selective memory. That was another thing I wanted to do a video on the other day, which is so crazy. And I just thought about that now. I was going to do a mini video. They keep pausing. I might got to do this regular. But I was going to do a mini video on how people be having selective ass memory. And they don't remember shit how it really happened. Which is nobody says it's your memory. It's your perception. But bitch, don't act like you ain't never said that shit. So it's definitely going to be a part 2, because yeah. Okay, we're gonna release any and bind up any negative energy trying to mess with this connection. This video will run smooth, and we're gonna get this out because it needs to be heard. Obviously, all the distractions and shit. But yeah, anyway, Ashe. So, yeah, you know, people get selective memory and they act like they never did shit because, you know, so much time may have went past, and now it's like, oh, give me a time. She's sitting in the car talking about, give me a time. Give me a time that I've ever. And I'm just like, you cannot be serious. Like, first of all, this some shit. Like, why is this ain't got nothing to do with you and me. I'm just giving you a valid point of why, you know what I'm saying? And I can feel how I want to feel. It shouldn't bother you if you were secure in what you did as a parent and you were secure in who you were. It shouldn't even bother you when I say that, for you to be talking about give you a time. But I'm just giving you my reasons, even though I didn't even have to give you that. You know what I'm saying? So, and which usually with her, I just get silent, because a lot of times when you're dealing with people that don't think, not my percent. Okay, so yeah, distractions. Okay, this message gotta go forward. So when you're dealing with people that don't understand you, I don't waste my time to try to explain myself, which that's where I fucked up at. I should have never even sat there and told you none of that. I should just been like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Because you're not where I'm at, and that's not me being arrogant. That's me protecting both of us in that moment. But obviously, it was something that I had to face in that moment. You know what I mean? Because I'm about to tell y'all what happened after that. So I pull up to the house and I walk in or whatever, and I'm just triggered by the shit still. And I'm just like, you know, like I just stopped speaking after the give me a time, because what I said after that was like, you know what I'm saying? It's numerous times. It's numerous times. And I gave a few examples, and then I just shut the fuck up. Because number one, you acting like you don't know what I'm talking about, and you like, I don't have no boundaries when it comes to my anger, like I just told y'all. And I don't like hurting people that I love. I love you for real. I love you. So I'm not about to go there with you. You're not the enemy. This situation is not even, this not even what's supposed to go on right now. This is a whole nother trauma that we add into a situation where this ain't even supposed to be all that. I just want to have a heart-to-heart conversation with my son. But you making this whole thing traumatic for him now. Because now he feel like he got to pick a side. You know what I'm saying? All other type of shit of, I don't even know, things that he may feel that I didn't know about. So I'm telling him like, you know, come on, let's talk about this real quick. But as I'm talking to him, you know, he just started crying, saying he just really misses dad and this, and that. Which I knew it was some deeper underlying shit. But here you go with the motherfucking distractions when I know my motherfucking child. You know what I'm saying? So that's why too, like, the thing with me is that since a young age, I always knew myself. I always stayed true to myself, and I always have had to be by myself. So I know myself. You feel me? And I know my child. Even my son came to me the other day. He was like, "Thank you, mommy, for always listening to me. You always understand me. You always get me." That was like spirit probably giving me a confirmation, because I'm very much a person that I'm very critical of myself in some ways, because I'm just genuine and real, and I don't want to be wanting something from somebody and not giving it. You know what I'm saying? I'm raising my son to be a healthy human being, so we talk about everything. And we both started crying. I started crying with him. I'm like, you know, I didn't even realize, you know, we go through life, and yes, you've been away from your daddy for, even though you don't even be seeing him like that, but the fact that you can't is bothering you, you know, and you did see your grandma like that, so your other grandma, so you bother, and I understand that, and you have a right to feel that way. And you have a right to maybe get moody about it, you know what I'm saying? Like, but here goes the distraction. So I knew that was something that I needed to do. So I'm like, and I had just bought this deck. It came in yesterday. I used to, one of my homegirls had that deck, and I was pulling from it, and I was just like, I want to get that deck. And she didn't have the book. And when I ordered this one, it had the book, and I'm like, oh shit, it's lit. So I started to pull cards on it, and Spirit was just showing me like, you have to forgive your mom all the way, because you have to see her for who, like, cause me and mom, we've been having some heart to heart conversations, like deep shit, like to where I understand her. So I'm not judging her no more. No, we don't live the same path. No, we don't walk the same way. No, we don't do the same shit. But that's fine. We can still coexist. You know what I'm saying? Like, and peacefully and happily. Because the reality is that when we live in the spiritual path, we walk in the spiritual path, everybody not going to be doing it. That's the whole thing. That's the whole point. Most of the time when you're on your spiritual journey, a lot of people around you are not going to be doing the same thing as you, because you are the light. You're the black sheep. You're the difference. Understand that and overstand that and understand that. And that's what I've been gaining of, like, it's not about them understanding or me bringing them to some awareness. No, this is my awareness that's bringing me to the fact of who I am. It has nothing to do with them. Like I said in the beginning of this video, it's about us. We can't validate ourselves through nobody else. Wanting people to understand confirmations and things like that, that's cool when it does. It's a blessing when you do have that, but understand that you don't need that, and you need yourself. You need your soul. You need to connect with your soul. So I've entered over and understanding that. So even in that moment, it's not that I judge her, because I see her where she's at. I don't judge you. Did Jesus judge people? Did God judge people? I'm a God. I'm a descendant of Jesus. I'm holy than a motherfucker, okay? When I tell y'all, I'm not just saying that shit. The shit that I be experiencing, everybody don't experience this shit or even understand what I understand. So why would I expect you to just be on my level? No, it's not arrogance, but it's me having respect for you, like, and respect for myself. Everybody not gonna be where you at. Sorry, crack the code, boom. That's another thing. That's ego and self-absorbed. You want everybody to be on your spiritual journey with you. You want everybody to be where you are. No, that's not the reality of life. So that's another thing too. Wake up. Wake up. Because if that was the reality, oh, we would just all kumbaya around this motherfucker. No, that's not what this shit is about. We came to learn lessons, overcome shit, and that's just what it is. You feel me? And that's just my perception. You know, maybe you feel different, whatever the case may be. But hey, you was led to this video for a reason. So I started pulling cards from the past life deck, and I was just getting so like I was holding my son. After that, we was sitting there, and like he bought this little airplane thing, and we had got through it. He was just telling me he just really missed him, and I was just like, damn, you know. And he felt better after that, so I know that's really what it was, because he'd been saying it so much. Like, I want to see my daddy, I want to see my grandma, I want to see my yaya. He called her yaya. So I'm like, you know, like I gotta get him to Georgia or whatever. And we was just cool. He was like, I'm about to create my plane, but it was like I could not stop crying. And I'm just like, I'm like, why the fuck am I crying right now? Like, what the fuck did this bitch hurt my feelings? I'm like, what is going on with me? Like, so, and that's another thing too. I'm super emotional. Like, people, that's why another thing of why my anger is so extreme, because I love so hard. Then people that love hard as fuck, then people that really be there, that really be genuine and fucking with you heavy, we is super emotional. We are super emotional. The empaths and things like that feel so deeply, we're emotional as fuck. Okay? So I'm just crying. My son like, Mommy, what is wrong? Like, what's wrong, Mommy? So at first, when I first was talking to him, he said my aura went from black, and then when I came and hugged him, it went to yellow. Because when I was talking to him at first, I felt like I was talking from like a, you know, like, why are you not listening? And then I just went to really understanding him. I'm just like, you know, you could open up with me. Cause I know too, that's another thing I learned last year of how I come off. Whether my intention is this or that, even with my mama, I know these things. So I knew I went through this triggering moment to line me up with my this past life message. So I knew, like, when I was talking to him, I was like trying to bring it back down to, I care about you. I want us to, this is not me this is not me delegating on you right now. Like, I want to understand you. I want to know. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's just happening. I tell my son that all the time. Like, we're not just doing things for no reason. You know, maybe you was tired, or maybe you was exhausted, or maybe you didn't feel heard, or what is it? Tell me. Like, I'm very open with him. Okay, some may agree with that, some may not. You know what I'm saying? But I'm very open with him. So I was just like, you know, and when I looked up black aura and then I looked up yellow aura, you know, it's pretty obvious. But with the black aura, it says something about needing forgiveness or something like that, and it's another stuff. So, you know, your aura could be ever changing. My son sees auras and things like that. So when he said that, I was just like, black aura. I'm like, what the fuck I got going on? Damn, I'm gonna need to do a cleanse of that right now. Shit. So I'm like, damn. But you know, auras ever changing, because it went to like real passionate red, then it went to pink after that, and purple. So you gotta know the aura is always changing. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But yeah, this is me being transparent, so y'all can understand where I'm coming from. Now, when he said, I was just like, you know, I'm like, damn. When I seen forgiveness stick out like that, I'm like, I haven't completely forgave her, or even understood her, or seen her completely where she's at. Now I know some of y'all like, no, but she's wrong. This isn't like, no, it's not about that. It's not about no wrong or right. That's what people be getting fucked up at, thinking everything about a motherfucking wrong and right. So let's get into the past life oracle message. So I'm pulling cards and shit, and earlier that day when we was in the mall, I was telling my mom, like, you know, I'm claustrophobic. Like, I'm ready to get out of this motherfucker. I'm ready to get out of this. You know, I'm in a bookstore, I'm looking at stuff, but after a while of being in the stores and stuff, it'd be like, for me, it'd be like, I'm ready to go. Okay, I'm ready to go. All right. Now, if I have to leave you in here, I will. Oh, I got 10%. You know what? I'm about to do a part two. I'm finna show y'all the cards, but I'm gonna show y'all the cards I got, and then we're gonna go part two. We're gonna go deep into the actual what happened in my past life regression session. But I had phobias. That's why I brought that situation up when I said I was claustrophobic. Phobias came up, and I asked, what past life battle am I dealing with right now? Okay. And I just spirit just led me to how many to pull, and I ended up pulling 10 cards, which is like completing. So I'm feel like I'm completing the cycle within blockages. But anyway, then we got lessons and blessings. Then we got orphan. We got wisdom, biblical, high priestess or priest, male or female, Greece, Romania, health, and then mother. Okay. So I'm about to go ahead. We're going to go into part two after this and break down what these cards mean. And then I'm going to tell y'all about what actually happened in my session when I did my past life regression sessions for myself. Okay. All right. I love y'all. I hope to see you in part two. If you lasted this long, I love you. I love you. Okay. And this is definitely going to be a message. But yeah, go ahead and like this video so I can connect with y'all energy on a deeper level and we can just energetically vibe out. You feel me? Comment down this video if this video was helpful. Also, too, go check out number 2 because you need to get the essence of this. You got the build up and now you need to get the essence and the meat and potatoes. Okay? You got the rice, but now you need the meat and potatoes. So let's just get into it. I love y'all. I love yourself. See you in the next one. Peace.